Welcome to Quick Bite, your fast and friendly Florida.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Roshonda, agency owner of the ISOM Insurance Group here in the sunny state of Florida. Back again with another Quick Bite episode, your fast and informative insurance market update. Today is Monday, November the 24th, 2025. And in today's episode, we're breaking down a brand new article from Insurance Journal titled Florida Reforms Are Paying Off for Drivers. Don't mess it up with repeal of PIP or personal injury protection coverage. This piece walks through why Florida auto insurance rates are finally trending downward, how much savings drivers are seeing, and why some lawmakers are considering a full repeal of Florida's PIP system, which could seriously impact drivers statewide. We're going to walk through the article scene by scene, explain what each part means for you, and I'll also share my own perspective on whether this is a good idea or a bad idea, something Florida should be very cautious about. As you can see on the screen, the article opens by saying that for years, Florida's legal climate was out of control, not because of drivers and not because of small businesses, but because of a handful of highly aggressive personal injury law firms, the billboard lawyers you've seen on every corner. According to the article, these firms learned how to take advantage of loopholes in Florida's legal system. Their tactics often turn small accidents into major lawsuits with layers of medical billing, treatment bills, and attorney fees that inflated claim costs far beyond normal expectations. For example, a typical soft tissue injury after a fender bender might cost a couple $1,000s to treat. In Florida's old environment, that same claim could balloon into tens of thousands of dollars once diagnostics, questionable treatment plans, and extensive attorney involvement were added. This cycle pushed Florida into the top tier of most expensive auto insurance markets in the entire country. So when people ask, why is car insurance so high in Florida? The legal climate was one of the biggest reasons. The article explains that things finally started to shift after major lawsuit abuse reforms were passed in 2023. These reforms were championed by Governor DeSantis and the Florida legislative, and they targeted the exact loopholes that had made Florida so expensive. The reforms reduced opportunities for excess lawsuits, limited attorney fee incentives, strengthened the rules around assignment of benefits, and reinforced personal injury protection framework. The goal was to remove the financial incentives that encourage unnecessary litigation, and according to the article, the results have been meaningful. This is the foundation for everything we're now seeing in the market. This is the part of the article every Florida driver has been waiting for. The Florida Office of Insurance Regulation reported that the state's top 5 auto insurers, representing 78% of the entire market, are now requesting an average rate reduction of 6.5% for 2025. And one carrier has filed for an 11.5% decrease. That is a dramatic turnaround when you look at prior years. In 2023, rates spiked by 31.7%. And 2024, they went up another 4.3%. And now for 2025, we're finally seeing rate decreases. This is extremely rare in Florida, and it signals that the reforms are actually working. For a household paying $2,500 a year, a 10% decrease is real money. It's relief people can feel. The article continues with even more positive developments. Governor DeSantis and Insurance Commissioner Michael Yarsky announced that Florida drivers will receive more than $1 billion in auto insurance refunds. These refunds are coming directly from insurers who are now passing savings from reduced litigation back to consumers. This is the strongest evidence to date that Florida's auto market is stabilizing. In the article, it makes an important point. None of this is happening by accident. These improvements are directly tied to pro-consumer reforms that cut down unnecessary lawsuits, reduce fraudulent billing activity, and strengthen the function of PIP, which provides up to $10,000 in immediate medical coverage after a crash. PIP is designed to prevent long delays, reduce lawsuits, and quickly pay for medical care without needing to determine fault. Combined with 2023 reforms, the system has become more efficient, less prone to abuse, and more predictable, which is exactly why rates are decreasing. Here's a major concern highlighted in the article. Despite all the progress, some lawmakers are now calling for the complete repeal of Florida's PIP system and switching to mandatory bodily injury coverage, essentially shifting Florida from a no-fault system to an at-fault tort system. The article warns that this could take Florida backward. If PIP is eliminated, drivers who currently carry only $10,000 in coverage could see their premiums um, double because mandatory BI requires higher limits and more costly coverage. Without PIP, more accidents would end up in litigation. That means more attorney involvement, more costs, and more time before medical bills get paid. It could also push more of the financial burden into the Florida's healthcare system. In short, the article argues that repealing PIP right now could undo the progress the state has had just begun to make. Here's my personal take. I don't know that repealing PIP is automatically a bad decision. It's true, Florida is one of only a few states that still operates under a PIP system. And historically, we've consistently ranked among the top 5 most expensive states for auto insurance. So, from a policy perspective, I completely understand why legislators want to explore alternatives. Many other states use BI only systems, and those systems can work well. But here's the key: the market is finally showing signs of rebuilding itself. Rates are coming down, refunds are going out, carriers are returning to stability. And because of that, I personally agree with the caution in the article. Right now may not be the best time to radically restructure the system. In other words, even if a repeal ends up being a good long-term move, the timing is extremely important, and Florida is just starting to gain traction. And we don't want to go backwards. We want to keep moving forward. Florida's auto insurance market has been one of the toughest in the nation for years, but the 2023 reforms are having finally started producing measurable positive results. Rates are decreasing, refunds are being issued, and PIP, when combined with the reforms, is functioning the way it was designed to. Whatever lawmakers decide, important thing is to protect the progress that's already being made, not accidentally undo it. That's all, folks. I'll love to hear from you. If you found today's quick bite helpful, please like this video, share with your friends and family, and drop a comment below with any topics or questions that you would like for me to address in a future episode. Remember, a new quick bite episode drops Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. The information shared is for educational purposes only. It should not be taken as legal, tax, or in specific insurance advice. Please consult with a licensed insurance professional about your unique situation. This is Roshonda with the ISOM Insurance Group here in sunny Florida. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay safe out there. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Visit us at isomInsuranceGroup.com.